Breaking news, my lovely, wonderful people, is happening. Wike Amaechi's camp in Rivers. Serious clash and tension going on as Amaechi and Wike clashes over River APC at the local government election autonomy faction begins to boil. So in case you are not aware, Wike has finally consolidated APC and PDP as one in terms of he's the controller general of APC and PDP in River State. That's for River State, not any other state or River State. And Amaechi, Rotimi Amaechi, wants to make sure that all that stop. He wants to make sure he's in charge and he's taking charge of what is going on. So there is a lot of clash. Remember that and so the people associated to each of the faction are trying their hardest best, to dominate the other, which is leading to fights, clashes, and the rest. So there's a lot going on right now. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like or share, subscribe. Faction lawyer to Amaechi warned ROSIEC against dealing with Wike, backed Tony, saying Wike is not an APC member. He has no right to be intruding into APC. Tony Okocha has come out to say he is the APC member of the state and stands with Amaechi. Amaechi himself not be PDP, now ADC right now. So there's a lot going on. Two different factions belonging to Nyesom Wike and Rotimi Amaechi are fighting for supremacy in River State over the All Progressive Congress. And the clash has caused a lot of tension, especially in some local government area. The local government election is seen as the only genuine attempt to rebuild democracy in the state and used to test the control of the grassroots political structure in the state, from which to build the state structure and via the power at the state level. Now, both factions have concluded their list of nominees to contest in the August 30th, 2025 election. Amaechi faction led by Emeka Bika, which was over the matter, rising and throwing up their cards in the game of the battle, raises concern that Wike is trying his hardest best possible to stipulate and to dictate who gets what position. 90 days period was earlier given from October 6th, 2026 to exercise and to sweep through by the governor, Sim Fubara. However, Wike is coming up right now to ensure that that does not stand. There is a lot going on. Now, Fubara, who is serving 6 months suspension, has surrendered to the federal power and godfather. Wike thus has no interest in the local government election. However, he wants to prove to Amaechi that he is in charge, hence has consolidated APC and PDP under his control, deciding who comes from what party and who will eventually win. Amaechi is now African Democratic Congress, but his people in Rivers are still holding out in APC. They are in both parties, which is causing a serious concern for him. The camp has sprung up Wednesday, August the 13th, 2025, holding a warning to the Rivers State Independent National Electoral Commission, ROSIEC, against accepting any list of candidates from any group, especially Wike, who is not a governor and has nothing to do with the state, as he has served as his tenure and is serving now at the federal level. However, he would not leave River State alone. Addressing a press conference at the party secretariat in Port Harcourt, Darlington, the public secretary of a faction, made it clear that there is concerns with judgment in River State APC, which has now opened a vacuum for Wike to begin to come in, and this is coming from the federal level. We all must rise up, and the River State Electoral Commission must not take sides with anyone. We understand that Wike is operating from the federal level and he has been given grounds. Hence, he would not be so bold to come out and to ensure He's the one deciding what happened. There is a lot at the moment, and Nigerians must begin to come to the aid of Rivers State and stand as one. What is going on is not acceptable. Wike cannot be in PDP and APC. Rotimi Amaechi has stood to say he will not allow this to happen. But because he's on the opposition, Tinubu is given no real concern to look into the political state of what is going on in Rivers. There is a lot going on. The turbulence is high. The court has been called into this matter to look into the Rivers State. Any attempt to continue to relate to any person in the law and disregard respect for the rule of law must be brought to book. He stated further, I have said it before, that on 29th of September 2024, the Chief Justice of the Federation has warned Nigerians not to override and disrespect order, ruling of courts in Nigeria. We in APC in Rivers State warned against going that same route of disrespect to the rule of law and judgment of court. It must not be allowed for anyone to continue to portray our party as a lawless organization, which Wike has brought in, all because he had federal backing. It is a real concern. Reacting to the questions of primaries were conducted by the faction, said, I must state that our party has now laid down methods that cannot be used to nominate candidates, where someone comes in and begin to pick those who are loyal to him to control the grassroots so that he can stay in charge and continue to manipulate the state. Candidate from the 23 local government area of Rivers State must rise up. Anyone dealing with any other list not authorized by the chief Emeka Baker is acting outside the law. APC is contesting in the election, and our lawyers are interfering with Rivers State Electoral Commission in terms of submission of lists. There are different lists of candidates representing APC coming from all quarters. About 3 different lists, one from Wike, one from Tony, and one from Ibika. This is not what it should be. There is so much lawlessness. Rotimi Amaechi has risen up to say ADC will be represented in the local government election, and Rivers must experience true democracy. Nigerians are beginning to experience a lot which is not acceptable currently at the moment. According to Vincent, this must change, and we are rising up to ensure we pull down all that Wike wants to do in the state, because he cancelled for Barra's election, all to prove a point. The local government election, which the governor of the state organized, that is one of the most peaceful. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe. Let's hear your thoughts. God bless. Bye for now.